Welcome back to my drawing board. It's quite late in the evening, beginning of March, and I'm starting a new project for a campaign group this time. It's a group called KPSS, Keep Prisons Single Sex, which some of you might have heard of. But you may not get to see this until later in the year, because it's for a project. They've invited several artists to take part, and I'm going to show you, as I usually do in these workshops, my thoughts behind it, how I proceed with the drawing, and the end result. But I may not be able to put it out on YouTube until after they've held their event. So as you can see, there's a drawing on the board, there's some photographs which I've printed off the internet, which I'm going to use to help me, and let's get going. That's just ordinary tea, by the way. Drawing in the face here, I wanted to aim at a completely generic Victorian suffragette, not too young, not too old, maybe early 30s, late 20s, that sort of age, and not trying to make her look like anybody in particular. And also bearing in mind that this is going to be a t-shirt design, or perhaps a tote bag design, so it can't be too complicated, there can't be too much nuance on it, although you'll see as we go along, I do like drawing shadows and things. Anyway, that's the face. Just showing you the photographs I found of Old Holloway Prison. Of course, it was knocked down and a new prison built on the site. What a frightening place this must have been to be taken to when you've never been in trouble at all in your life. Lower middle class woman, taking part in this political activism, and even more frightening knowing what awaited you inside if you joined in with the hunger strikes. So I'm going to attempt to draw this in perspective, and my idea is that she will be in colour and the building behind will be black and white. So let's see how we go. Well, that's the basic black and white drawing finished. And now to me comes the most difficult part, which is getting this reproduced in such a way that I can then work on the JPEG, colour her in, and make sure I get off to the person who's commissioned this a decent black and white, a decent colour version, so that they can then use it as they see fit. And this, to me, messing around with computers and cameras is by far the hardest part of being an artist. You know, the fun part is doing the drawing. So I'll show you next what the finished versions look like. Well, here is the end result. I ended up not photographing it, but scanning it in pieces and dropping the layers in on paint.net, which works with certain drawings, not with others. I think it's worked reasonably well with this one. And I've also coloured it in on paint.net. This may not be the end version. I may very well do a hand-coloured version for any exhibition that this appears in. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing how I put this together and the background information I used. And just remains to say good luck to Keep Prison Single Sex in all their campaigning. They've already had some successes, and I wish them much more in future.